on that note, someone who has, number one, understands how the game is played, but more than that, is playing the freaking game right now. She has been in Parliament fighting the legislation that Dan Andrews has been trying to push through in the most undemocratic possible way. She is a person that I've actually come to really appreciate, watching her stories and having the actual opportunity to interview her and talk to her multiple times. She is a fucking good person with a good heart, but more than that, she has so much fight in her. And I want to introduce you to none other than Dr. Catherine Cummings, member
And
of
hello
Parliament.
to,
How are you?
and all I can,
How are you,
I'm,
Catherine?
I'm really good, Andy, and I'm sorry for a little delay, but it's really busy here in Parliament.
Yes, I can
It's so
imagine.
exciting to see so many people.
Can you
Isn't it
believe
just
it?
wonderful?
Oh,
No, I can believe it. I actually can believe it
right.
because power in the people, isn't it?
It is.
But for us, we knew that that was the case all along.
Yeah, absolutely. I have been hearing reports over 200,000 people in Victoria marching the streets.
All I can say,
Crazy.
and all I can say, Andy, is probably a lot more than that.
Wow. I can't
Yeah,
wait to hear the final numbers.
it'd be probably double that because even though from the march from Parliament all the way down to the gardens, they are now back here at Parliament. So the world should realise that here in Australia we're not going to take it anymore, especially here in Victoria, who we have the uneven, we have the title of being the most locked down in the world. So, and we can, even though you repeat a lie, it's still a lie.
Exactly right. And it's so true. And again, I'm so proud and I am so excited to see so many people step up. And like you just said, I mean, I just went on a bit of a rant while just before you came on, and I was just saying that it's today's result is because of all the single people, all of the individuals that spoke up, stood up, gave the rest confidence to stand up today and hit the streets.
And that's what it is, isn't it? It's united, and divided we would fall. So we all have to, as a collective, not repeat misinformation, not repeat a lie.
Yes.
Hear yourself when you're actually going, wait one moment, is that really true? Yeah. Don't repeat it. Like, touch it, put your hand on your heart and go, is that true? And if it's not true, don't repeat it. Absolutely. Yeah. Even when you're repeating the lie to see if that's not true, stop yourself. Actually take a breath and go, wait a moment, I just repeated a lie to check if it was true. Wait, no, stop. And, all we need to do is stick together. If we all stick together, we will all find our tribe. Yeah, we will find our family, our freedom family. And then together, as a collective, we will stop this. We will 100% stop how they're trying to get into, dividing our families, dividing us as a community, or dividing us as a world, mind you, seeing that this is the wonderful freedom fight for the whole world. Yeah, and it's number 5, isn't it? Oh, number 5. Apparently I'm the dancing politician. I've got no problem with that one. I'll take that. I'll take that. If I'm the dancing politician, I'll dance until Dan's gone.
Exactly. And then we'll dance even more when he is.
We will. And with love and kindness and compassion, we will all win. Exactly. Yeah, we don't need to be horrible and nasty. And apparently, I'm getting reports even out there at the moment that we've got police like arresting people in front of their families and their children, and that's not on. That traumatizes those children for the rest of their lives. Anyone with any common decency would not do something like that in front of a child. So it is wrong. And then for others to say, oh, well, wait one moment, you shouldn't bring your children out. What, you're not allowed to take them into the city? You're not allowed to take them to a park? You're not allowed to be surrounded by other kind and compassionate people? No, that's just not on. And yeah, so we're obviously here in Victoria continuing to fight the mandates. We need to be free to make our own decisions. Yes. We will look after our children and our elderly and our family. We will make those right decisions. So we don't need to be mandated. And and I hear that the rest of the world's got the same kind of fight going on in the way of that misinformation and dividing. I like, for me, it kind of breaks my heart to think that we're going to have a divided festive season.
Correct.
Well, how can we celebrate Christmas and the New Year in any way, shape, or form divided? Does that make, like, do people hear themselves? Like, do they check themselves when they say, I only want to hang around vaccinated people in a cafe, or when we're singing Christmas carols, or in a church? Do you hear yourself? Do you hear that? Do you hear when you say that? Do you think that in your heart that is right? That is not right.
It's so true.
It's so hard. Like, and you know what I mean? People are sometimes stuck in the here and now, and you have to be present, yeah? But even when you're present, you're always thinking a little bit about the future. Not too much, because otherwise that's anxiety, yeah? When you think about the past, it's depression. You've got to be in the present, but you've got to think about the future, your children, how we want to see our Christmas, how we want to see our New Year. And I know I want to be surrounded by my family and friends. And bit by bit, these governments are trying to divide families, and trying to divide churches, and trying to divide shops and businesses. And it's just, I'm not going to stand for it. I call BS, and I'm not sure if everyone in the world uses that one, but I call BS.
Well, they do now. And thank God that you are out there fighting on behalf of us. I mean, you are a person that represents a huge amount of people. You are in Parliament fighting day in and day out, especially against this legislation that's been trying to push through. It has been a huge worry for so many people, including myself. I have been super worried about my businesses in Victoria, thinking, what's the point? If we can continue to lock down, how can we survive moving forward?
Andy, I learned a long time ago, when I went through domestic violence, there's nowhere to run, You can't run, right? You can only make yourself safe, and you surround yourself with people of love and compassion, and that was what makes you safe. Because if you live in a space of fear, you're never free. You're not free if you're in fear, So we got to stop this fear mongering and this repetitiveness about fear. And I know people are worried about, if this is the way it is here in Victoria, where do I flee to for safety? And Andy, a lot of people have fled other parts of the world to be here in Australia for our freedoms, So if we don't stand up here in Australia, especially here in Victoria, the most locked down in the world, and absolutely fight for why we are free, And what's the reason why? And this is what breaks my heart the most, Andy, is that our national anthem says that we are one world and free. And until we are one and free, there is going to be a lot of people not singing that national anthem, because we here as Australians, we will fight. We will absolutely fight, because I have fought for so many years for other people's freedom,
Yeah.
to allow them to come here into Australia so they feel safety, and to think that this government has made us all feel unsafe to a point where I am getting constant messages like, I'm scared, I can't even, here is my story, but I am so afraid to put where I work, my business. So without that, I don't have the ability to exactly help them. All I'm is hearing their story and or their truth, but they're too scared to even let me help them. Yeah? Like they absolutely can't put their name where they work to a member of parliament so I can help them.
Yeah.
Because they're in fear. Yeah. So this it has to stop. Yeah. It absolutely we should all be able to say what we want to say. We should all be able to speak the truth. And we do not need someone, minding our words. Yeah. Because when they come out freely, they're our truth. So we will continue to talk our truth, but don't worry. I want to let everybody know that there are a lot of people who will stick together, look after each other. We'll absolutely not allow them to continue to lie to us, and we will be safe no matter the pretense of trying to make us all scared. So yeah, Andy, I'm actually looking forward to going back out there and to protect my community, because if they think they're going to shoot us with rubber bullets or spray us with pepper spray, they better get this mama bear first today.
Yes.
I'm out there, man.
Yes.
And I was sitting there at the park and all the lovely, the speakers and the people. But if I've just walked in here for this interview to hear that they're doing that out there, well, you know what, mate? This is bring it on like Donkey Kong. Yeah,
I love it.
Bring it on, because if you've actually just apparently arrested people in front of their children again, enough already. Yeah,
that'd be an interesting headline. MP shot by rubber bullets. I wonder if they're going to pull that off.
Yeah, well, you know what? I will do whatever to protect my community. I joined the Australian Army as a reserve, to fight for other people's freedom, to go around the world because the Australian Army, we're known to be peacekeepers, So I did that when I was younger, but now as a mummy bear, man, I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? I got that inside me, but I've also got the kindness and compassion and the nurturing. And hey, your mum didn't come up to me. Where is your mum?
She probably couldn't find you. She was definitely there, though. She said to me, I'm going to go try and find Catherine.
Yeah, well, if she's out there now, you tell your mama bear, could come and join this mama bear to protect all the other kids.
Exactly. You protect my mama bear from rubber bullets.
Oh, mate, she's got my back. I got her back, But we're going to make sure we look after all the children out there today.
Yeah,
so that's what we're doing.
Exactly. If we can't create change and protect our freedoms here, what hope do these other countries have that are suffering, human rights atrocities? And so we need to protect ours and hold the flame, not only for us, but for them as well. And look, I love your spirit. I love your energy. I want to know a little bit about what's happened this week, because you've been in the thick of it. I can only imagine how busy you've been fighting this legislation. But things were looking, or they sounded a little bit on the line and scary earlier in the week. Then we get news reports that Sir Adam comes out of nowhere from the shadows and from the jungle and says that he's going to vote. I just want to ask, vote against it, just for everyone watching. I want to ask, how did you hear about it? What did you feel when you heard that news?
Well, for myself, I think, while I understand politics, you have to have the numbers in the room to vote, yes? If you don't have the majority, then it's lost. So I remember all the debate on the Tuesday, but Adam was obviously not there, and for myself, apart from the last time round ticking over that to get the numbers we need someone to cross the room. For me, on that Wednesday, I came on the steps of Parliament once we finished, and there were some, independent press live streams there, and I just yelled out, "Please, Adam, whatever you do, please come." Yes. And apparently about 15, half an hour later, that's it, in message, "Yep, I'm coming tomorrow." Wow. And I was super excited, I felt like the time I drove from here to home, I was getting messages that, guess what? He said he's coming. I was super excited. But then I walked into this place and he hadn't arrived. So it concerned me. But I know that you've got to need the numbers in the room to vote it down. Yeah. And then the government moved an amendment to push it away, so we're not going to discuss it today. Well, for us to discuss it, Adam had to be in the room. Adam had to be there with me to say, no, we're going to discuss this, we're going to vote on it, we're going to do this today. And he was not there. So I decided to I just said, I called BS to the government and I said, you know what? Adam needs to be here and I'm happy to have these conversations with you until he is here. Anyway, so he came on Friday, so he is here. But also within that time, obviously, I was told that there are my children were not safe. They had started, the nasty mechanisms started to turn against me.
You've had threats.
Well, I don't know details. It's enough for me to, when the security here, to say to me, they have the intelligence that I need security for my children. And I knew when that started to play out, that morning lunchtime, I knew my kids were safe at school till 3:30. So I allowed them to do their job, to make sure my kids were safe. But for myself, Andy, famous last words are, "I'll be all right." I wasn't going to let that happen. So for myself, do I feel safe? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do feel safe. I know my children are safe now. And for me, if you come at my children, you came at my children. You came at my children on Wednesday. Yeah, that's fine, right? Because I will be here to vote that bill down. I will make sure that this government actually sees the error of its ways, and I will not stop until everybody knows the truth and that this government either removes Mr. Daniel Andrews or the community will. So no matter what, he can feel that he can continue to gaslight us, to spin the propaganda. No, if he has not learnt something from this pandemic, is that we can get the truth really quickly. It's at our fingertips now, and you can't shred lies away.
So
no more shredding. You can't shred pieces of paper anymore. We have the iCloud. We have iPhones. If you think you can control your mainstream media, we have independent live streaming phones now. Yes. So if you are not 100% honest all the time, you will be found out. Yeah. And no matter who wants to play political spin games, they will be found out. And I'm getting the joy from watching all of these little bitty people who want to be part of politics and are starting these little grassroots parties But for us, it's not a competition, yeah? Not all these minor parties that are talking about getting up, yeah, and stepping up, and some are more organised than others, that they are, we together, there is not a competition on who's the best, yeah? You just have to be a kind person, and collectively, everyone will find their tribe. And if we all stick together, all the little tribes, all the little parties together, we will make sure the best person will get up there, because that's what will happen with voting. Everyone gets that one individual vote, and collectively, the best people will get there. Yeah, so that's how I feel about it, and I don't believe that they can continue to corrupt the system. So.
Let's hope not. And again, if anyone's going to stop it, it is you. And you've been doing some phenomenal things. I've got one more question for you, if you don't mind. With everything that's taken place, you guys have done a great job pushing against this legislation. We're seeing I think it's the biggest protest in Australian history. Would you say that across Australia? It's
100%.
Literally hundreds of thousands of people. Will this legislation, do you believe, will the bill get killed, or will it just be diluted? What's your thoughts?
The bill will be killed.
Yes.
The bill will be killed. The numbers are there. And as my little bulldog thing says here, we're going to stick it up them, right? Yes. 100%. That's a very Australian thing to say.
Yes.
But we're going to stick it up them. And people are in fear, but something's going to go wrong in the end, and somehow they're going to be able to knock one of the other minor, like the independents or the crossbenchers off, or someone won't turn up, or you know what I mean. The evil mechanisms behind people's truth will somehow play out. Yeah, I can assure you that what will happen is, the right thing. I in my heart, I totally believe good conquers evil.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're religious or not, I just believe love and truth. And even when someone's really, really angry, giving them a cuddle, it softens them. Yeah. And no matter when people scream because they don't understand, there's misinformation, they're screaming at me, I heard this. And I say to them, just take a breath, yeah? Feel the truth, feel it. Feel us together, and surround yourself with loving, kind, softly spoken. And don't worry, I hear myself when I get angry, and you start rising and that, and I go, wait, whoa, I'm in the clouds. Oh, wait a minute. Soften, soften your voice. How am I feeling? Love is the best feeling, and joy, and cheekiness, and dancing, and cheerfulness. And I know there's so many people who are sad at the moment, and because they've lost everything, but I tell you, please find someone who will help you 100%. Yeah, you're not by yourself. You are never by yourself, ever. Yeah, just walk out, find someone, talk to them, and even if you have to say, "I need a cuddle, I need a hug," say it. Say that's what you need. Yeah, I need a hug. I'm a single person. I haven't had a hug for a long time. Please just say that, yeah? And people will give you a hug, yeah? Just say it, yeah? So
I love that.
I'm really, because people walk around feeling like what's in their head, or they're the only one. No, you're not, yeah? There's lots of us, and in my lifetime, I know what it's like to be, as a single parent, 5 little kids, and you just want someone more than just your kids, just to go, hey, it's okay, you're doing a good job, and hey, everything's going to be okay, yeah? And for me, as a parent, you protect your kids, yeah? and you don't give your burdens to your children. You got to be strong for them.
Yeah.
No matter
Catherine,
what.
it's so true. You are, honestly, you're a beautiful person and you are a warrior. And I want to say a big thank you, not only for fighting the good fight, literally out there in the streets and in the arena against the Andrews government the last couple of weeks, but I want to say a big thank you for gracing the stage of the Global Freedom Rally. You're incredible. Keep doing what you're doing.
And Andy, all I can say for the people around the world, that the Aboriginal community, the women, they're warriors. They get together. Yeah. They're and they protect their men. Yeah. They protect their men. They protect their children. We protect each other. Yeah. It's not this woman, man rubbish. We're all humans. And this our beautiful, the oldest culture in the world is here in Australia. The oldest culture. It's we're lucky. We're so lucky.
Yeah.
And if anyone out there should actually, who doesn't know much about the Aboriginal history and know about our beautiful Aboriginal people here in Australia, I would urge you to read and read more about their medicine, their stories, their story time. And we're lucky here in Australia. We've got one channel, but you can just watch, the Aboriginal story times and stuff like that. So,
awesome.
Yeah, for people who don't know, go out and reach out. It's beautiful. It really
people
is.
all over the world watching, so I'm sure they're going
and bye to my German relatives and my Scottish relatives, and all my friends who have been stuck around the world because they haven't been able to come home to Australia for the last 2 years. We are here and we love you and we can't wait to see you. Yeah.
Thank you for that beautiful message, and thank you for everything that you do. Let us know how you go, and good luck in Parliament. Keep fighting until this bill
all I can say is
dead.
I want to see your mummy bear, man. Where's your mummy?
Don't worry, she'll be out there. I hope she comes up to you.
But
I'll
she
see you
will
later.
be. See you. And I'm going out there to the steps. So see you later, everyone. See you soon on the steps.
See you later. Thanks for representing. What an amazing woman. She is such a kind person. But again, if you guys, you may or may not know, if you're in Australia, you know what's going on in the Victorian Parliament at the moment. If you're in the US or New Zealand or the UK, there is a tragic bill trying to get passed at the moment. It has literally been like a death match, an AFL grand final where we are at a draw. And then this week, someone kicked potentially winning goal, and we are waiting to find out the result of that. But Catherine's been in there smashing it and doing a great job.